Welcome to the Hydra login cracker tutorial. Hydra is a command line tool that's included with Kali Linux that attempts to crack logins. And by crack logins, I mean crack usernames and passwords. Kali Tools website will show you all the different protocols and everything that it supports. For our demo, we're just going to be using a HTTP request. So as always with a new tool, I like to do attack H for help. So we'll do a Hydra attack H. And this will show you the syntax to use for the tool. It'll show you different options that you'll be using. And also my favorite part, it just shows you some examples. Another way to view a lot of information about a tool is to do a man and then the tool name. Man stands for manual. This is more detailed and really walk you through how to use it. Okay, so let's get started. For the walkthrough, I'm going to be using a very common Hydra walkthrough that attempts to crack the password of the DVWA web application. The DVWA web application is a purposefully built vulnerable web application for practicing penetration testing skills. And Hydra is definitely a very powerful password cracking tool that pen testers use all the time. And this is just a real popular tutorial that walks you through a very simple attack. And your instructor can provide you the URL if you'd like. So I'll be referencing that through this walkthrough. So go ahead and go to your Metasploitable IP. This is mine. If you need to know yours, go to Metasploitable 2. Type in ifconfig, and you'll see your IP address. If you ever get your mouse captured in there, go ahead and just press Control on the right side of your keyboard. It'll get it out. Okay, so we know that IP. It's listed here. We're at Metasploitable 2. We're going to click the DVWA. The login, if you ever forget, is listed here at the bottom. So it's admin password. Simple enough. Now that you're here, you're going to use the brute force. Click it, and you'll see a very simple login. Brute force is the name of the attack we're going to be performing with Hydra. Hydra performs what's called a dictionary brute force attack by taking a large list of words and applying them to the variables of either your username, your password, or both. So this DVWA, which is a darn vulnerable web application, provides you a vulnerable login screen to perform a brute force attack. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so go ahead and open up Burp. You should have been through your Burp tutorial earlier today, or maybe in a past class. If it asks you to update, just press Close. Temporary project, click Next. Use Burp defaults. Start Burp. Go to your Proxy tab. And because we're already at the screen that we're going to perform the intercept on, you can go ahead and leave this intercept on. Go to your Foxy proxy and choose Burp Suite or Burp and use that proxy. So we're intercepting and we're using the Burp proxy. For username, I'm going to use admin. For the password, I'm just going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press login, and Burp captures that request. Let's take a better look at this request. Do Control R to send it to the repeater, or right click and send to repeater. This captured HTTP request contains almost all the information that we'll need to perform the Hydra brute force dictionary attack. As you can tell, this is a GET request. If we wanted to change that just to see maybe how a POST request would look, you can right-click it and go Change Request Method. And you can see that the request looks a little bit different for a POST and a GET. We're not going to get too much into that right now, but for our purposes, we'll be using a GET request. Okay, so let's reference the tutorial. The info we're going to provide Hydra for our attack is our target server, which in our case is our host. The URL path, which for us is the beginning of this, all the way before the blue username word. So right after that question mark is the end of our URL crust. Username. For this demonstration, we know our username is admin. It's the password we're trying to crack. If we didn't know this username, a good way to get an idea of what it might be is to do what's called enumeration on a website and maybe look for names of an administrator or emails of an administrator or even emails or names of a user and kind of gather information to what some potential usernames might be, because trying to guess a username that you don't have any idea what it could be and trying to guess a password of something you have no idea what it could be takes an extremely long time. So to narrow down your efforts and get a greater percentage chance of success, it really helps to at least have a username or an idea of what a username might be. But for our purposes, we know it's admin, and we're just trying to guess the password. A password dictionary, which is just a fancy way of saying a very large word list. We need the cookie, which we have here. And we need our failure message. When we get to that point, I will walk you through two methods of retrieving that failure message.